Hello everyone, Monisha here. In this video, I will be completing the last section of life process, that is excretion in plants. So in this, we will be knowing what are the organs which helps plants to excrete in the same form as animal excretes. Animals are known to excrete waste and usually have a special set of organs. So we have kidney, skin and all other organs which has a specialized function for excreting the waste products from our body. In the same way, flowering plants and all other plants also have the same method of excreting but don't have a specific set of organs. So come let us know that what are the organs help plants to excrete. They might not be having kidneys, ureter, but they have other methods. They have adopted such a methods to remove the nitrogenous waste products and water and also some type of gases out of its body. So in this whole session, we will be knowing what are the waste products and how these waste products are helpful to human beings and what are the set of things plants do to excrete the waste products from its body. First, we have to know that what is the definition of excretion. So it is a process of getting rid of unwanted substances within the body of a plant. It involves the removal of waste from the body that formed during cellular metabolic activities such as respiration and which is left in the body and that will turn into a toxic substance. So why carry out excretion? It helps maintain homeostasis of internal environment. Now let us know what are the different types of method used by plants for excretion. First is transpiration. Here water is lost through transpiration or just used for maintaining the turgidity in the cell. That is, by transpiration it will give out the water content, the excess water content in the body of a plant. So next is vacuoles. Plant cells have large vacuoles. These can be used for either storage of useful compounds or the storage of waste substances. These may accumulate at the concentration that led to the crystals, which is also called as raphides, that form in the vacuoles. So the vacuoles have two definite purposes. One, to store the useful storage materials such as useful compounds and also storage of the waste substances also. Next is excretion. Everyone know the leaves which turn into yellow color and then dried up and fell off on the ground. So this is also one type of method used by plants to excrete. What are the waste products will enter into the leaf and it will cover the leaf, it dries and the waste left to the ground. So plants produce certain waste of inorganic and organic nature which are stored in the organs. The leaves are a prominent organ for this purpose. So these leaves are destined to fall off just like removal of the waste. As in the case of autumn leaves in the plants or died off leaves that happens in the leaves and stalks of certain bulb. The falling of yellow leaves in autumn is a seasonal time for the plants to get rid of all the accumulated waste. So it is a natural process in the plants at some of the seasons to fell off all its leaves. It is not just a method, it is a method of leaving all excretory things or waste products out of its body. Next is in branches and trunks. You might have seen in many plants there will be a resin or a gum or latex oozing out of the body of a plant. It is also one type of excretion. So some trees deposit strange chemicals in their branches and trunks, especially in old xylem, which is no longer used for water transport. So this takes place in some of the common plants like Ebony, which produces very black wood in the center. So these are considered to be the waste material. You might have seen the latex from the rubber plant or the gum which oozes out of the plant body. So these are the waste materials but beneficial for human beings. So this gum can work even more better than our usual Fevicol. Excretion by release of waste into soil. We know that from the soil, plants will get all the nutrients from the roots. In the same way, the roots helps in shedding out the waste products also. Some plants will actively secrete waste compounds into the soil, occasionally using them as chemical weapons, called as allelochemicals, against other competing plants, example coniferous and some palms such as cohune. In a nutshell, I will tell you what is an excretion in plant. So plant produce a variety of organic and inorganic substances as byproducts during metabolism, variety of waste. Oxygen can be looked upon as a waste product of photosynthesis and carbon dioxide a waste product of respiration. So we know that without plants, a very small amount of oxygen will be produced. So with plants, a large amount of oxygen is produced, which is very much helpful for the living of human beings. So this oxygen, which comes out of photosynthesis from the plants, is a waste product for plant, but it is very much useful for human beings to live on this earth. And plant produces various organic and inorganic waste products during metabolism. Leaves also store heavy metals, which is toxics, and shed off during some of the season. Now we have to know what is the importance of plants' excretion to man. So whatever the plants are excreting, those substances are very much essential for human being. So man has a symbiotic relationship with plants. As the plants take in carbon dioxide, thus human exhale, and humans inspire oxygen, the plants release. So the waste material of a plant is a useful material for human beings. Plants also contribute economically to man. Man collects resins, gums, latex for rubber, etc. So all those waste materials of the plants will be commercially used as for human beings. Next, plants also provide biological pest control against crops. We also known as plants will themselves provide the biological pest control things, and also the shed of leaves or the barks or the branches can become a very good fertilizer for other plants. So it is also helpful. Each and every waste material of the plants is a useful material for human beings. Next, I will show you some of the basic waste materials which is excreted by the plants. Salt crystals on a leaf surface of the black mangrove. So these are the salt crystals which is excreted out of its body. Salt glands on butter mangrove leaf petals. Oxygen, as I told before, oxygen is excreted from photosynthesis, which is very much essential for human beings. Next, in ornamental plants, calcium oxalate crystals are excreted. So this can be formed on the leaves of ornamental plants and it will die off or fall off. Next, calcium oxalate crystals from pomegranate leaf and tilia. Water. Water is brought to leaves via veins. It is also excreted during transpiration. So the transpiration mainly occurs on the leaves by a pore called stomata, where the gases transfer also happens, that oxygen will also takes out and also the water vapor is also diffuses. Next is, you might have seen on the woody stem or the opening of the pore or a layer of a bark. So these are also the waste material which is produced by a plant. Next is the leaf. The chlorophyll is mainly responsible for the food developing inside the plant. So when it is not used, the toxic substances come accumulated on the leaves and it will turn into other colors and somewhat it will dry off and leave. So waste compounds are often stored in dead hardwood bark and leaves and fall off. Next is latex, which is a very big multi-dollar company. Latex, the rubber business. This latex is also a waste product of a rubber plant. Next, you might have seen some of the gum oozing out of a plant bark or the body of a plant. So this is also helpful for human beings. At last, I will close the session with the wonderful quote. Winners are not people who never fail, but people who never quit. How many times you fail doesn't count, but how many times you get up after failing, that counts. So if you fail, you will not consider to be a winner. But the main thing is, if you quit, then you will become a real loser. If you have any doubts on this session was rather very small. If you have any doubt pertaining to this, please comment me on the comment section below. Thanks for your patience.